looking for his 13th goal of the season. Another chance for the 16-year-old Jet striker Archie Goodwin tonight. Newcastle frontman looking for his first goal for the club in his 7th appearance. The youngest ever player to appear for the Newcastle Jets. And talking of chances, a chance as well for the Perth midfielder Brandon Wilson to impress. The 24-year-old linked with a move to English League One clubs Portsmouth and Crewe. Would he be one of a number of players who play their last games for their clubs tonight? All of that to come. We will see in the future, the near future, and beyond that as well. Andy Harper is alongside me in commentary this evening. On the face of it, Andy, not a whole heap for these two sides to play for. Good evening to you, Bob.
Yeah, but faces can be deceptive. Good to see you, Robert. And Newcastle have a wooden spoon to avoid, and Perth Glory have a cup playoff to avoid. Just a reminder that the bottom 4 teams on the A-League ladder play off for 2 spots in the round of 32 for the FFA Cup. And a season is disappointing enough, Robin, missing out on the finals and finishing in the bottom 4. It becomes calamitous if you don't make the cup cut. So Perth, with a win, can avoid that roll of the dice and put the Western Sydney Wanderers right in the mire. A win will have Glory overtake the Wanderers. Newcastle will be part of that 4-way playoff irrespective, but they can get themselves off the bottom of the table with a win here.
Well, Perth couldn't have picked a better opponent if they wanted to end the season on a high and avoid that playoff. The Jets are the team the Glory beat more than anyone else in the league. Bruno Fornaroli has the ball in the centre circle. And as I mentioned, on a chilly evening at McDonald Jones Stadium, we will get underway with a loud blast from the whistle of referee Adam Fielding. Perth looking to get on the attack immediately. The ball goes all the way through to Jack Duncan. Onside keeper. Play on that far side. Throw into Newcastle. And crowd here. Buoyed, no doubt, by that win down the coast in midweek, and wanting to see something a bit special perhaps from their side to round things off here for the season. It's Thurgate coming forward, looking for Goodwin. Perth will look to counter. Top or Stanley across and a throw in. It's Maragis on this left-hand side. Throw in. Goes the other way. To Perth. And Josh Rawlings, who comes into the side, will take. A little bit untidy in front of Rich Garcia. And a free kick is given the way of Newcastle. What about Craig Dean's going? Hearts, I wonder what sort of effect you would expect that to have, if any, this evening.
Well, you can oftentimes get a bounce from the players in the wake of that news. There's been a bounce recently for the Jets. They were fantastic in the Derby win midweek. And the couple of games leading up to that, they've been a much, much better proposition. See if they can keep bouncing till the end of their commitments this season.
Maragis with a free kick laid into the edge of the penalty area. Hoffman picks up on it. Maragis, the free kick taker, is in support. Back to Hoffman. Hits the offside trap. And his cross is well claimed. Tando Valapi, the 34-year-old, who comes back into the side this evening for Perth. As I mentioned at the beginning of the programme, make 7 changes this evening. On a bit of a road trip recently. And you would imagine that Rich Garcia has made those changes because of that. Referee happy for play to continue. Timmins Picks up on possession. It comes to this right-hand side. Ball into the near post. He's comfortably claimed. As it was. Getting the ball in. Newcastle have it back. Scrappy start to the game. At the beginning, Armiento and Guerrier trying to retrieve the ball for Perth. Fornaroli won't win it. Throw in to Newcastle on the far side. Matt Miller, who I think comes back into the side this evening. 1 or 2 changes for Newcastle. Will take the throw in. Bass back to him. And here's Topper Stanley, a veteran. Guard. Newcastle stick with 3 centre-halves despite the injury problems they have. Into the penalty area. Goodwin is looking to get on the end of that. As the supporters here applaud Newcastle Jets doing their bit to mark the passing of local youngster Vogue Ehlers, who was so sadly involved in a kayaking incident locally and lost her life at the age of just 4, at a time when all of us get worked up about how our football teams are doing. It's a pretty horrendous reminder of what really matters. Or Stanley with the ball across the face of the penalty area. The minute's applause continues here at McDonald Jones Stadium.
Yeah, the frailty of life, just devastating for the family, of course, and of relevance to the football community. The former captain of Newcastle, Jade North, Socceroo, his wife Marie, very, very close to the family, and Taylor Regan, whose wife, Taylor Regan, a former Jet as well, very well known in these parts. His wife is the cousin of the bereaved mum. Just horrible news. So all of us, arm in arm, send our best to the family and the extended network.
Yeah. Well, this is after 5 minutes here at McDonald Jones Stadium. Let's go down pitch side. Nico Pajarillo is with us this evening. Nico, what have you got for us?
Good evening, guys. Well, certainly chilly down here, as you'd expect, but not too much of a breeze, and remain pretty dry in the Hunter today. Expect an open game of football here this evening.
Here's O'Donovan. Thanks, Nico. Picks up on possession. Guerrier. And it goes to Rawlins again. Seen a lot of possession early on. Josh Rawlins down this right-hand side.
And he's shown so much promise this year. We got our first introduction to him in Perth's Champions League campaign. I thought the team did really well in those difficult circumstances, and Rawlins announced his arrival. He hasn't had a full season of senior football, but he's had a fair chunk and he's shown plenty, as have the rest of the Perth kids.
Yeah, there's plenty of them about. There's plenty around the league, actually, in fairness. Many youngsters getting their opportunity, as they are at Newcastle as well. Free kick given. Foul by Armiento. By Moragis, rather, on Armiento. Dangerous position for Perth. Timmins quickly to Wilson. And the flag is up for offside here. On that far side, that'll aggravate Rich Garcia. As Steins had just wandered into an offside position. You see it again. Just half a yard or so. That's all that's needed. There is Craig Deans. As I mentioned, as announced, he'll leave his post as head coach at the end of the season, after a very difficult season here at McDonald Jones Stadium. There's some battling for it for Perth in the middle of the park. Loses out. Free kick given. Foul by Fornaroli. And Bogard, the Newcastle captain, will take it. Paul Stanley playing on the left side of three centre-halves for Newcastle this evening. Forward it goes, Goodwin battling away for it. Goodwin, who impressed in midweek, but free kick given against Jordan O'Doherty. He was an energetic presence in the middle of the park, but maybe overdid it a little bit there. Goalless after 8 minutes, and in truth, we're awaiting our first real opportunity of the game. Gerrier. Rodnall and Ozzy Malik combine. And now it comes again to Gerrier on this right-hand side. Timmins out towards Rawlins, but the look on Timmins' face says an awful lot there about the miscontrol from Rawlins on the right-hand side. Donovan nods it infield, looking for Thurgate.
Yeah, Jets just taking a little bit of time. Well, they're working very, very hard. There's great focus from the team, but don't underestimate quite what the midweek game might have taken out of them. The huge effort, fantastic performance, and a big emotional night for the team. Always is, or should be, in a derby night, and they certainly delivered that. So maybe just a little bit of a hangover for Newcastle. So too Perth. They've had a very, very difficult travel itinerary to finish their campaign. They did look heavy-legged midweek against Brisbane, couldn't get the result they needed.
Throw into Perth. It's a huge win for Newcastle in the week, wasn't it? First win in 14, and I think it certainly surprised a lot of people. It just shows what could be done, and one or two of the youngsters just beginning to show some promise. Rawlins forward for Armiento. Cleared away. Goodwin, one of those youngsters I mentioned, but enterprising, a good player in midweek. As I mentioned, looking for his first goal, rather alongside O'Donovan, so looking to learn from the experience the Irishman has. Gerrier to Rawlins. Forward it goes. And down goes Armiento. Paul Stanley protests. Free kick to Perth. They've made these number of changes, 7 changes. It's going to take a little while to settle, I would think, as Perth have so far. Gerrier with the free kick. Forward, keeper Duncan is coming to claim that. And the 28-year-old former Perth player is able to get Newcastle on their way. He's looking for the run of Goodwin. It's ahead of him. Thurgate would challenge. He's done well there, Thurgate, to win the ball back for the Jets. Well played, Thurgate. And scrapping is going to be needed tonight. Goodwin tries to win it back, but in possession is Wilson. And now Timmins. Which is a good run down the left-hand side. Steins. And the Woody sider throw in, which Hoffman concedes. Timmins battling away with Miller behind for a goal kick. It's worth repeating that. The permutations for Richard Garcia's side with the FFA Cup. As Newcastle played around at the back, Topple Stanley back to Duncan. The Perth win means they won't face a playoff to progress into the last 32 of the Cup. Glory win, Western Sydney Wanderers would face that playoff instead. But if Perth lose or draw this evening, the Wanderers would not face the playoff.
There's The youngster to whom you've referred already a couple of times, Archie Goodwin, he was fantastic during the week, and was fantastic off the bench the game before that. And the point that I want to make about Archie Goodwin, or anyone like that, in a town like Newcastle.
Here's Maragis down the left-hand side. To Harps in a moment. Maragis again with his goal on in midweek. And again impressed as a left wing back. Bogard. Out it goes to Hoffman. Thurgate. Abbas has support from O'Doherty. And Thurgate has the ball back.
He's moving well, Thurgate.
Yeah.
In the last couple of games, he's really found his mojo again. And relishing playing further up the field.
Top or Stanley. Curls one into the edge of the penalty area. Ooh, it's a handball on the edge of the box. It was charged down. The referee, Adam Fielding, was in a good spot, but gave nothing. And Perth come away with it. Fornaroli dispossessed. Sorry, Andy, you were going to make the point about Goodwin.
Archie Goodwin, 16-year-old. He turned up at Darling Street earlier this afternoon, or this morning, to watch his brothers play in the NPL Youth for Hamilton or Newcastle Olympic. And I was at the ground, and Archie, God bless him, wouldn't realise the electricity that went around the kids when Archie Goodwin walked in Darling Street. A local kid, he's still a kid, but the NPL kids were buzzing.
Here's Abbas down that right-hand side. There's support from Hoffman. Ball into the penalty area and cleared. Thurgate battling away. Referee says he got the ball as well. So Maragis is allowed to play on and maybe get a cross in.
Goal kick.
Double ricochet.
Unlucky.
Behind for a goal kick.
It was play on from the call there. Someone saying, what about the foul? And the ball ends up out towards Maragis, who in that exchange with Rawlins can't get the better of him. Good defending. Yeah, it was quite something.
Yeah.
And Darling Street's just a few blocks away from here. It's a great afternoon, great morning into the afternoon, watching the local NPL kids do their thing, and Archie Goodwin walks in the ground to watch his brothers play. And no one was going to go. They were too nervous to go and see.
Right.
He's 16. He's within reach. You know, he's 2, 3, 4 years older than some of these kids, and they start. The electricity was palpable.
And I wonder if that's the first time Goodwin has felt that.
He wouldn't have known.
Well. Yeah.
Now, the beauty of it was he was just sitting there with his mum and having a chat. Didn't realise that all the talking behind the hands. You know, and it was just fantastic. And of course, for the local kids to see another local playing in the flagship team does enormous things for the community's confidence.
If that was the buzz for Archie Goodwin, what was the buzz when it was yourself, when they realised you were there?
No buzz. Just static.
I'm sure that's not true. O'Doherty looks okay to continue here. Just landed awkwardly. Probably with a rib, I'm looking. See where he's holding, maybe his rib. He's back on the field anyway. Rawlins for Perth down the right. There's Armiento in support. It's a left foot with Armiento. Let's hit forward early for O'Donovan. There's Miller in support, but opts to go backwards to Hoffman. So versatile Hoffman. Forward it goes towards Miller. O'Doherty in a bit of space. Rather Abbas there in a bit of space. O'Doherty alongside him, looking to win the ball back. And here's O'Doherty again.
Well, Newcastle have just wrested control of the game. Last few minutes, they've had some surges upfield. Perth have been scrambling. Defended well, Glory, to make sure in the end Tando Valapi has had no work to do. But definitely the pendulum is moving the way of Newcastle.
Bogard to Hoffman. Infield to Abbas. Doherty. Top or Stanley. Forward again. And pass forward to Maragis. Thurgate can't get to the ball. But it's one back again, this time by Miller. And try and win it back again. Can't do so. And the Glory should be able to clear their lines here. As Fornaroli does some good work. Might be undone. It is, as a throw-in is won by Goodwin down that right-hand side. Only for Rich Garcia to ponder at the moment. And Donovan flicking forward. And now here's Guerrier. Playing it neatly. Steins in the middle of the park, back to Guerrier again. Timmins on to Rawlins. And space for Bodnar. Back into centre half in that midweek defeat to Brisbane from midfield, but he's quite advanced position for the time being is Bodnar. And it goes to Rawlins, cuts inside Maragis, and the shot is not the best. And let's leave it at that. It's behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, it looked, once he'd cut inside with great efficiency, it looked like he'd not been able to make up his mind, do I shoot or try and deliver for someone. As the hybrid outcome, as is often the case in these things, was ineffective.
Hoffman forward. In the middle of the park, O'Doherty knocks it back to Bogard. On to Topor Stanley. And out to Maragis. Curls it forward into no man's land. Let's go down pitch side again. And Nico is there for us this evening. Nico, what have you made of the start?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a cagey beginning. I'll tell you what, I'm really interested to see how this game pans out. Perth have only won 2 of their away games so far this season, and Newcastle have only won 1 of their home games. So let's see who can defy the odds here.
Fornaroli coming forward for the Glory and getting away from 2 players, O'Doherty and Maragis. Here's Armiento, crossing deflected. And away. The Jets, no-nonsense stuff. Timmins. There's a bit of room out on that left-hand side. There's the effort, he's curled into the top corner. What a fantastic strike from Fornaroli. Midway through the first half, it's the first bit of quality we've seen. But my goodness, that was stunning from the Uruguayan. It's his 13th goal of the season. And Perth lead it after 21 minutes.
Well, the Jets' dominance undone by a combined moment of magic and power. Fornaroli leaves Ali Abbas on his backside, lost his footing. Don't know if it would have made much difference, because once he's jinked onto his right foot, there is only one outcome. It's stunning from Fornaroli. Truly stunning.
Wow. That is a magnificent strike from Bruno Fornaroli. He's one of those players who tends to score goals in bunches, and he's got 2 or more 4 times against the Jets, so watch out, that might not be the last time that Fornaroli scores this evening. And if it's half as good as that, you'll be in for a treat. What a strike from Fornaroli. Completely out of keeping with the first quarter of the game. There's Bogart for the Jets, who must be a little stunned by that. Bogart forward. Goodwin. Abbas. To Hoffman. The Jets have been neat and tidy. but offered little threat so far. In truth, the Glory have barely got close to Jack Duncan's goal. But Jack Duncan barely got close to that from Fornaroli. Free kick here to the Glory. Let's have a look at it one more. I don't think you can look at it enough, Andy.
No, well, you can say that a lot about Bruno Fornaroli's time in the A-League. He's produced some sumptuous moments. This is right up there. It's a goal that would be welcome on any stage.
This might be a bit short. Goodwin, good touch. Get away from the defender. He's all on his own, Goodwin. And forces the save from Valapi. Maybe that Fornaroli strike has brought the game to life. Good play from Goodwin, though. Lovely touches in and around the penalty area to get away from the defenders.
Beautiful work. Great instinctive work. And fleet of foot as well. Uncomfortable for Tando in the end, but it was still a very, very good effort from Archie Goodwin.
Looks older than 16, doesn't he, the way he plays the game. Bass looking to clip it out to Moravis down this left-hand side. Wing-back will keep it in play, will he? No, not quite. Flag is up on this near side. Orleans as a relieved defender. So Perth leading it by that goal to nil. And as we mentioned, that would, if it stays like this, leave Western Sydney Wanderers needing to qualify for the round of 32 in the FFA Cup. Plenty of time to go, though. 3/4 of the game still to come. Bass wins a header, knocks it in to O'Donovan. And that's Goodwin again. Lovely play. Oh, what a save from Valapi. My goodness, that was fantastic again from Goodwin. A second time in a couple of minutes to ease himself away from the defender and get a shot in on goal. Tremendous play from the 16-year-old Goodwin. Here come the Jets again. Andy Harper's thoughts on that in a moment. Hoffman. Curled into the penalty area. Cleared away. Now Bass is going to be penalised here for the foul on Steins. What about that, though, from Goodwin?
Well, he's just a great talent. We're just seeing the very early stages of it. That's great instinct. And then a good change of direction and great confidence from a difficult angle. And here, again, that's a wonderful striker's turn. I mean, that will warm the hearts of Jets fans watching that sort of play coming out of one of their youngsters. That was superb. What a goal it would have been for him. Terrific work from Tando Valapi. Credit where it's due.
There's Timmins. Newcastle have had a terrible season, but right at the end there's this shining light from Goodwin. It feels at the moment like it might be worth the season ticket alone for next season. The player he looks. Youngest ever, of course, as I mentioned earlier, to pull on the Jets jersey. Bogart out to Topor Stanley at the other end of a footballing career. Topor Stanley curls it forward all the way through to the Glory keeper. .342 appearances before tonight for Topor Stanley. Some of those for Perth, of course. That's not a bad ball forward for Armiento to chase, but Topor Stanley's got... Oh, why has he nudged him over? Why did he do that? He was going to catch the ball, Topor Stanley, and he's given Armiento and Perth a free kick, and he's going to be booked for it as well.
Yeah, it's silly. He's just miscalculated. It's a
Didn't
costly.
need to do it, did he?
It's a costly miscalculation. He's going shoulder to shoulder and misread it. It's not 100% convinced by the yellow card because Armiento was heading straight for the corner flag, but still, that's now his penance And he was easily mowing him down. It was a great turn of speed from old Droopy Draws. 44.
Fornaroli waits for the free kick. Oniento curls to the far post and it clears the crossbar. Fornaroli puts both arms out as if to say, what on earth was that? All of us up, centre halves are up, everybody inside the 6-yard box. Wasn't too far away in the end, but I'm not convinced he was going for goal. Anyway, another opportunity has been spurned. Good play from Guerrier to step into the play here. Steins into the penalty area. Shot is charged down. Not easy for the Jets to deal with Oniento closing in. Deal with it in the end they did. Hingham. It goes to Ozzy Malik. Part of the Glory defence. To Rawlins. Timmins, the youngster in the middle of the park, was 21 years old. Malik clips it. Bodnar, there's space for Rawlins out on this right-hand side if the ball can be worked to him, and it can. Timmins again. Rawlins. Curl to the far side. There's O'Doherty just swinging through the line of the ball to try and clear it. Not properly cleared though. Comes to Rawlins again, who tries a deft ball into the penalty area. Throw into Perth, who, despite having the lead, this is probably their best spell in the game, I would think. Rawlins with a throw. Oniento, good skill. Get away from Abbas, he can't, and Topor Stanley steps in. And for Goodwin to chase. Shepherded through to the keeper by Ozzy Malik. Half an hour gone. We lead it, Andy Harper, by a goal to nil.
Yeah, the football's evened out a bit. Fornaroli's goal gave Perth more than just the lead. It gave them some energy and belief. They've used that to establish a pretty strong period of the game for themselves. And Newcastle, it's not as though they've dropped off or slackened. Perth have lifted their game and they've still had those couple of good chances made for and by Archie Goodwin.
This might be one for Miller to get on the end of. Goodwin trying to make a nuisance of himself as well. All out for a throw-in. Nico's been doing some research on Bruno Fornaroli. Nico, pitch side.
Yeah, what a stunning strike we saw from Bruno. He actually overtakes our colleague Jamie Harnwell for the outright 4th most goals for Perth Glory in the A-League. Congratulations to Bruno.
Here's Bogart for Newcastle. O'Donovan coming deep to pick up on possession, and there's space for Hoffman on that right side. Going to combine with Miller. And there's space for O'Doherty inside the penalty area. Lays a good ball across the 6-yard box. It's ahead of everybody, though, and out of play for a throw-in.
There's a terrific run by O'Doherty. Well found by Miller. And a clever pass there by Matt Miller, but I reckon the angled ball back to Thurgate, away from the Perth defenders. He had two good options. The one he opted for is probably the more difficult, given the number of Perth defenders there. Good play from Newcastle. Great run from Jordan O'Doherty.
Here come Glory again. Down that left-hand side. So a fair bit of possession in the last 10 minutes or so. Glory coming forward with Steins. Floated to the far post, only as far as Fornaroli, as it headed clear by Maragis. Fornaroli lays it back, and it's lashed towards goal by Brandon Wilson. It lacks some of the finesse of Fornaroli's finish earlier. That's the point that Nico was making earlier. Fornaroli moving ahead of Jamie Harnwell into fourth spot on his own. Wouldn't surprise you if there were more goals before half-time after a very quiet and tepid first 15 or 20. The game has really opened up on the back of that Fornaroli magic. Here's O'Doherty. It's a little bit loose. And Thurgate can't mop up. Wilson to Steins. And Wilson again. And Thurgate putting the pressure on. They've been busy, Thurgate and Goodwin, O'Donovan. O'Doherty in the middle of the park as well. And Guerrier finds Rawlins down the right-hand side again. Support still from Guerrier if he needs it. Maragis sticks to his task.
It's a good battle, really good battle. Maragis has been sensational since coming into the team, and we've already spoken about Rawlins, who's still got multiple years as a teenager.
Makes you feel old hops, doesn't it? Top Stanley clears out of play. 10 minutes or so to go to half-time. And Glory ahead. Fornaroli goal to nil. Might drop here to Armiento. Giving us back with Jack Duncan. The goalkeeper, in truth, has had little to do. I've seen the ball from Fornaroli sail past him. But apart from that, he's not been too busy. Unlike Valapi at the other end. Here comes Hoffman for Newcastle. Plenty forward here for the Jets. Edge of the penalty area. Again, it's behind for a corner. And they're asking plenty of questions.
They are, and they've played at a good level. Newcastle, they've played at a good level. But Perth's defence has been really good. Around their penalty area, Perth have defended exceptionally well. Except for two moments when it was good play from Goodwin rather than their bad defending, and even then Tando Valapi was ready to save. It's frustrating for the Jets.
Maragis with a corner. 5 Jets players inside the 6-yard box at the moment. That's where the ball is headed. It's cleared well by Glory, defended well. Thurgate to O'Doherty. Towards Maragis on the far post. And Glory might look to break here. Armiento's just straight into an offside position ahead of Fornaroli. So he delays the pass and finds Steins instead. Lays the ball back, and only there is Bogart.
I'm not 100% sure why Bruno Fornaroli didn't release earlier. Armiento was through.
Unless he thought he was offside.
But if he paid it earlier, it wouldn't have been.
No.
It was a through ball screaming to be made. Armiento would have been away and one-on-one. Would have taken some recovery run from Nikolai Topol-Stanley to have got Armiento on that occasion.
Yeah, it feels like they didn't make the most of that Glory. Topol-Stanley and Bogard with possession. All 3 centre-halves now this evening. Hoffman has the ball. Field to Abbas. And again, quiet around McDonald Jones Stadium. Might be over-clubbed a bit by Hoffman. I've done him a disservice. Kept in play and behind for a corner. Good work by Thurgate.
Yeah, good forward run by Thurgate. Hoffman saw him. Brandon Wilson did a good recovery run there to keep Thurgate away. Wanted to come.
Donovan stands in front of the keeper. And the cavalry arrive with Topor, Stanley and Bogard forward. Hoffman there, all three centre-halves virtually in the 6-yard box, plus a couple of others as well. Corner from Maragis for the Jets, to the far post this time. And the keeper flaps at it, Malapi, but it must have just come off O'Donovan last. And behind for a goal kick.
It's a good leap from O'Donovan. Ball flung to the far post. A really good leap from Roy.
Had it been on target, it might have just crept in at that far post. Yeah, good decision as well from Adam Fielding. Let's give it as a goal kick. And as you might have heard, he's urging Rory to get on with the game. Put it down, let's go, and they've still not gone yet. A few boos around. Rory leading by a goal to nil, 7 minutes to go before half-time. It's a little early in the piece to be time-wasting. That's well won. A good win again. And a free kick given against the Rocky International. Starts. This time rather than foul. Roy look to maintain possession. Now it comes to Guerrier. Guerrier, the 28-year-old. Now Armiento. It's on his left foot, crossing is deflected. Guerrier wins it back again. Vargas will fail to keep it in play. And throw to Perth. Rawlins with it. Timmins back to Rawlins. Timmins looks to clip it forward. I'm assuming Fornaroli thought he was offside. And a free kick is given against Bogard for the foul on Rawlins. And, I think the youngster realised he wasn't going to get to the ball, so decided a free kick was the best option. And the referee was quite obliging, Adam Fielding. Handily, they've shown it on the screen here, so the crowd can get the full view.
Well, he's not one to walk away from stating his defence, Bogard. So the fact that he did little more than put his arms up and walk away suggests that he probably acknowledges a bit of contact.
Rawlins and Armiento around the free kick. Surely the left foot of Armiento, no. Leaves it for Rawlins. Headed away by Topor Stanley. That's a good header as well. And Bass to completely clear the danger. Now Rawlins deftly guides it forward for Fornaroli down the right-hand side, the only goal scorer so far. Timmins. Botnar. Fornaroli. And now Brandon Wilson. Fornaroli's deep here. He's going to maintain possession via Timmins. And now Rawlins looks to return it to the Uruguayan. It's too far ahead of him. Newcastle again should clear their lines, though Topor Stanley has some difficulty. Forward to O'Donovan, who shows to take possession but then loses out. Timmins, now Steins. There's a bit of room on the left-hand side for Ingham, but the ball doesn't go that way. Timmins and Rawlins combine as they have for much of this first half down the right-hand side. Guerrier infield to Brandon Wilson. Lauren Steins. Well, Wilson is sharp in the tackle, but Thurgate wins it, and Newcastle might break here. Goodwin, is he fouled? He is.
Great little
And a yellow card as well.
Well, the Perth players flying in to contest the ball, which is not unreasonable.
Ingham goes into the book.
But he turned out of that nicely. He's coming from behind and perhaps with a due measure of force. Free kick and yellow card his way.
To Miller. Thurgate. To Miller again. Cross it is behind for a goal kick. Those combinations pretty well, the Jets.
Yeah, they've played well. I agree with you. They've had some good attacks on goal, not a proliferation, but a couple of really good sights at goal. Some good crossing positions. It's been a problem for them all year for Craig Deans. Getting the team into that part of the field has not been as big a problem as getting a player to deliver the ball consistently into goal-scoring situations. And played well today, but they've not maximised all of their final options. And of course, they sit behind on the scoreboard because of that belting effort from Fornaroli.
A couple of minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first half. Bass out to Hoffman. Doherty in support. Steins will clear for Glory. Timmins looks to bring it away. Comes off Hoffman, or no, it comes off Steins, and it'll be a throw into the home side. Bogard forward. It's a good win. He's making a nuisance of himself again. And the shot is straight into the arms of Valapi. He's a terror for defenders. He's Goodwin. They cannot get a moment's peace around him. And any slight mistake is pounced on by the 16-year-old.
He really had no right to get there, did he? He controlled the ball on the spin with his head and sensed that he'd had the better of the defender, got his body in position, and then for the first-time effort, very, very clever, exciting potential. And he's had Newcastle's best moments in this half.
Doherty. He's dispossessed by Timmins. Rory give it away. That's a silent tackle on Thurgate. And it's another yellow card. This time for Armiento, the third that we've seen in this first half.
Oof. This is potentially nasty. I hope he's going to be okay. You can see his foot's planted. When the contact comes in, it's heavy contact and his knee buckles. There.
Ooh,
ouch.
Ouch, yeah. Yes. Yes, it does bend, doesn't it, the leg? As you say, Harps, I hope he is okay. I think yellow's right, don't you? I'm not sure it's a red card. Crowd are getting involved. They want the referee to go and have a look at the screen beneath us. No doubt VAR will check it. Happily, Thurgate looks as though he's getting back to his feet and will be okay. I'm not sure Armiento was out to do any damage. He was genuinely going for the ball. Just events coming together, conspiring to cause a problem for Thurgate. As I say, happily he's back on his feet again and looks fine to continue. Bogart for the Jets. Out to Maragis. Is still going towards the edge of the penalty area. Glory clear to Bogard again. Here's Miller. Gonna lose it there. Jets maintain possession. Here's Bogard on halfway. Goodwin makes a very decent run again down that right-hand side, lays it across the penalty area, and Maragis is not too far away from tapping it in. First half is complete. We've seen a brilliant goal at one end, and we've seen some fantastic play by 16-year-old in Archie Goodwin at the other. But Bruno Fornaroli's goal means that it is the Perth Glory who lead us at half-time by a goal to nil here at McDonald